Right, everybody. I think we should be officially live. Give me a second. Bear with me for a moment. I got you covered. We've got an Alapin already. Let me check if we are actually live. Did it go live? Are we live? Can you guys hear me? Is the stream fine? How's everybody? Sefer! Nice to have you here, dude. Appreciate all the mods. Big W mods. Stream is okay. Alright, I'm just oh yeah, I'm on the Botez Dark channel. Bold of me to go into that channel. Okay, so few things. Gotta readjust the layout. Hopefully the music is fine. You guys let me know. You guys let me know what to change, what to add. You guys have any song requests? Let me know. Okay, I'm just kidding. Probably we don't do that here. Okay. Alright. So her opponent is actually 9-year-old. I mean, she looks she looks older than Andrea. How's that possible? Bro. How's that like actually a thing? Can you guys believe that her opponent is 9 years of age? She's 9 years of age and she's 1800, so I don't know if that is such a pog. I don't know how I feel about that. She has played CD, a little inaccurate. Not sure what she's playing for. She was supposed to do G6, but she may very well play it after. CD on the board, of course. She's playing against Sophie Lee. Was rated 1600 FIDE. Let's say she's like 1792 USCF. Is that true? Yes, 4 out of 4 kids. I think she was 1790 something. Oop, camera went a little bit out of focus. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, so she's 1788. Just to get that right. I'm gonna have to leave you guys soon for like a second. I need to get myself a cappuccino. We cannot start the stream properly without a cappuccino. Right? Where are my cappuccino boys in the chat? Boom. So... Oops. She's kind of misplaying this. Not gonna lie. She's kind of misplaying the opening. Not sure she is realizing that she's misplaying the opening. It is 11 p.m. in Romania, guys. It's all good. I'm on like a night schedule anyways. I wake up at like midday. It's all good by me. How are you guys doing? Did you get to see any of the early action, or you just randomly woke up and you don't know who is this weird commentator? Like where do they find these people that do commentary? Is there some special zoo of chess players? That's probably what some of you are thinking. There must be some kind of zoo filled with masters that, you know, Big streamers can choose for their commentary. You know. What is the black line on the board? Ooh. I don't know what that is. It. Fuck me if I know. Okay, so it's from the window capture. It was the Discord. I know what it is. Okay. Okay. It was like just a fly. It was a fly on the board. We had to get rid of it. It was like a mosquito. I'm not sure if Andrea realizes that she's actually under a big threat. If white plays knight c3 d5, she's in trouble big time. She has to find e6 now. But it's usually not what she plays. She usually fianchettos, but the fianchetto is bad. Is this a family channel? Or you guys are just... You guys are just trolling me. I wasn't instructed likewise, but knowing the history of this channel, I assumed maybe it's a 50-50. I assumed maybe it's... it depends. I thought maybe after like 5 p.m. it's no longer a family channel. You can swear, but it's like $10 into the swear jar. I mean, I know it's inflation and all that, but I could probably still take the beating. At the end of the day, you have no idea how much money I might be getting paid to host this. You didn't think of that. Okay. Okay, where is the stream? I feel like Andrea's gonna go pretty wrong because she's usually playing Fianchetto, but Fianchetto is bad here. Like usually we train the dragon, but because she played this knight c6 kind of, you know, high dopamine move, the knight turns out to be misplaced. So she already messed up by taking. Our prep was to go g6 and knight f3, bishop g7, only then to take. And the plan is to delay knight c6. So go knight f6, castle, and then you decide. Yeah, it was a Sicilian opponent, you know, probably played the most annoying thing for Andrea, which is the Alapin, aka how to have no friends in school, aka the Alapin. So it's kind of unlucky. They start with a lot of time, so they have like, I believe, 100 minutes to start with. Not sure if Andrea realizes. It's important though. Knight c3, d5, you're like close to losing, so you have to play e6. You just have to. It's usually not what she plays. And Fianchetto is bad here. She had this in the past. This is terrible because it gets like queen d4. Okay, she's just freestyling right now. She played bishop g4. I'm pretty sure if opponent knows knight c3, opponent might know. I mean, opponent's like 9 years of age and an Alapin player. Probably knows a little bit of what's going on here. But I feel like bishop g4 is a common mistake, isn't it? Her sister is not playing. Only Andrea is playing, I feel like. Camera focus issues? Yeah, it's because people are walking in front of it occasionally, but it's not a problem. Villa is there to take care of everything for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Opponent played bishop e2. Opponent apparently didn't know. Opponent didn't know. Okay, Andrea, you have to play e6, otherwise you're in trouble. Does she know? She may not realize that she's in trouble without e6. Knight c3, d5. Okay, if she plays e6, we're gonna get a playable game. The biggest risk with Andrea is, you know, not to get tilted after the last loss and get carried away in the opening. You don't want to be getting a losing position, especially against a 9-year-old. That plays the Alapin. And that may or may not have friends in school. Okay, you have to play e6. She is thinking about it. 6-year-old in the next round. To be honest, I don't even know when the tournament ends. Okay, it's like initially I was being told that there are only 2 rounds. Here we are, streaming round number 4. Hey, I don't mind. I like to hang out with you guys. I am personally having a lot of fun. Even more fun when she is winning. She's not winning yet, but a good starting point is to make sure you're not losing from the opening. How is her score? She's like 1.5 out of 3 rounds that she played. I'm not sure how many rounds have been played in total. So yeah. Big moment already. You guys may underestimate the importance of this moment. But if she plays e6 or not may be decisive. And she does! Okay, e6 gets the first slay of the game. e6 slay. We're gonna be getting a good game. I feel like we're gonna be getting a good game. We were in danger of losing quickly. If the 9-year-old knew the theoretical move, knight c3, Andrea was in danger of getting, you know, caught a little bit in prep. This position, the computer thinks it's quite a big risk for white because the knight is about to be rescued and you can be down an exchange. It would have led to complications, but I am glad we're not having that kind of game on the board right now. And I'm also glad that Andrea is realizing the danger. That opponent wanted knight c3, d5. So she didn't play another natural move, like developing, let's say. Because it's the opening, let's say, you want to develop pieces. Developing pieces can get you losing position on the spot. You have to go knight back and it's bad. People, can you please stop bumping into the camera? We are trying to watch Andrea here. Okay, thank you. So, instead, e6 shows that she's aware of this threat. And it's important because she lost a game in the past due to the same idea. So it seems that we are improving on the previous game that she had. At this rate, she'll be playing toddlers next. I know. You need to show up to the round and have some diapers just in case. I mean, for the opponent, not for her. I mean, maybe for yourself too, if like the position goes south. If it's a time scramble. I haven't played over the board in a while. I feel like if I do, I might need some diapers just to be safe. Okay, knight c3 on the board. She will play queen d8 because this is kind of the plan. I kind of instructed her to play queen back and just be safe. Maybe she will decide otherwise. We can see a wild appearance of Alexandra Botez watching in the background. Alright. Alexandra decides to go out of the frame. Well, it was nice while it lasted. No! Back again! Back again! She said hi. She said hi to you guys. Okay. I feel like the viewership increased a little bit while she was in the frame. Might be a good strategy to have her there more often just in case. Okay. Andrea is thinking, we got the Asian kid in the background. This is hilarious. She's about to get a bite. Queen back on the 8th. Very confidently. I like that move. Knight f6, bishop e7, castle, rook c8, just an IQP, just a normal position. You wanna take the kids into the endgames. Okay. After the last game, Andrea has been a little bit heartbroken by the endgame, but I'm telling her, it's not the endgame that's the issue. I feel like, honestly, her endgames are pretty good. It's just that whenever she gets into the endgame, she is under a massive time pressure, which it's usually what gets you. So I told her, no, dude, you gotta play normal. You gotta go for the endgame if you can. Just make sure that, you don't flag, basically. You guys, see, this is why I am a master and I can give such skilled and useful advice, and you don't. Okay? I just wanted to, tap myself on the back a little bit for that. It's the little details that make the difference in the long run. Okay. Enough with the nonsense. Just played queen to the 8. We have an IQP position. So the way this kind of game will go, it's the following. Okay? Like, the theory of the positions generally, this is an isolated pawn, meaning it cannot be protected by other pawns. Notice that both the E pawn and the C pawns have been traded, meaning that this pawn is potentially a bit vulnerable. Not immediately, like don't fall for the trap of thinking, I go ooga booga, I take a pawn. Because there is bishop takes on c6 check, and then you lose the queen, okay? So, you cannot win this pawn immediately, but in the long run, in the endgame precisely, this pawn can be quite a target. Now, okay, why is white entering such positions? You may be wondering, are they like completely crazy? Do they just put themselves at a disadvantage and move 9? Well, sometimes, but also, in general, they want to set up an attack, okay? To give you an idea, okay, this is not like the most standard position ever. Okay, d5! That's shocking. It's shocking to me that she played d5 because it's making the game very drawish. Yeah. Okay, to finish the explanation, in a nutshell, white is trying to play for an attack. Like, okay, let me make some moves. Let's say, okay, I forgot how the pieces move. Damn it, Alex. Focus. Okay, like in a nutshell, white wants to attack black's king. If they manage to, it can get frisky. But on the other hand, if we manage to exchange queens, say like magically something like, I don't know, this happens, we get like a million tempi. Black is slightly better in these endgames. With queens on the board, that's what white wants. Like these, it's pretty good. But none of this matters. Because in the game, the 9-year-old Sophie Lee feels like she can open up the position. Because I guess she's more active. On the other hand, usually this feels like a move who is, just trying to force a draw. If there was, let's say, a situation where one of the players was much weaker than the other, d5 is the kind of move that, you're playing Magnus and you just want to make a draw. Okay? You got white pieces, you want to force it. Okay, ed5 on the board. Now, it's going to be interesting whether white is going to be taking with a queen or with a knight. I think taking with a knight is what will happen. I don't think white necessarily wants to make a draw. On the other hand, a draw is also not bad with the black pieces. If I was Andrea, I think it's important for her to kind of realize that, if white plays like this, if they just like, let's say, force pieces off, and you didn't prepare yourself for this situation, okay? I think the approach of Andrea is basically just play principal chess and take it from there. I don't think she necessarily has like a strategy of how to beat weaker players if they are trying to force a draw with the white pieces. That's a little bit more of an advanced thing to have. So I think she's just playing principle, and I think she has to just go with the flow, go with the position. If white trades everything, then a draw with the black pieces is fine. But okay, it's not like this endgame is completely over. It may look like that, but many people can go wrong in such endgames even. So, yeah. At the very least, we know she'll be pretty safe and the game is going to be pretty long. So, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure to get comfortable. Um, yeah, hide your kids and enjoy the commentary. Alright, guys, I think this is the perfect time for me to just take the break, bring a coffee, and we'll take it from there, okay? You guys can be good people for like 2 minutes, okay? I believe in you guys. All right? No dirty messages in the chat, okay? I'm watching you. Yo, what happened? Did she actually take with the queen? What? Okay. Important moment. So, most natural move, obviously knight f6, which she probably will play. Can you guys find even a better continuation? Wait, lots of dirty messages. Who? Bella! Where are the mods when you need them? Guys, you just can't make yourself like a large cappuccino just because some people cannot behave in the chat. Who are these people? We need to find them. Wait a second. Did Andrea just change opponents as I was getting my coffee? Is that the same girl? Okay. Alright, never mind. Okay. Maybe it's only me. Do chess players feel bad when they beat 9-year-old kids? I don't think it really matters. I don't think age or size or anything like this matters in chess. In game. So I think he's about to play knight f6, but I feel like you guys are getting a little bit distracted here in the comments. Knight f6 is probably what she's gonna be playing, but can you find something even better? Black has a very strong sequence. I don't know why, but I feel like Andrea's opponent is, you know, that doesn't look like a routine that you're doing to get prepared for a chess game. It's more of a ritual before a karate fight, I feel like. Maybe she also has a black belt. I would never underestimate 9-year-old Asian kids. Not after yesterday's round, okay? I do know. Chess needs masseuses. I think like poker. Bro, have you seen the prices at chess tournaments? A masseuse will charge at least $1 per minute. I don't know about that. Is there a clock? Do you guys want me to add the time? I could add the time. Maybe just remove them in a time scramble. So, okay, for those of you that are like obsessively wondering what is that strong sequence about that I have mentioned 5 minutes ago, queen takes on d5, specifically followed by lone castle, is apparently very nice. Knight c3, knight f6, boop, boop. I wouldn't play like this. I would just play knight f6 probably, but just saying, that's in the position. 90%, this is gonna be the move. You guys can make a poll in the chat. She's like thinking about it. So, I don't know. I don't know at this point. Wait, I was about to do something. I was about to add the clocks. Give me a moment. Okay. Boop. Wasn't that it? Okay. Here are the times. The time has come. Game. You guys get it? Oops. 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 Times are being added. Just bear with me one more time. Oops. Okay. Alright, this is a bit extra, but I want to make the layout super clean. Yes. Now we're talking. Okay. This is good. Alright, guys. Layout. Perfecto. That is a Mamma Mia kind of layout. Alright. Now that the action kind of slowed down a little bit, would you guys like to continue the game from the first stream? Should I give you a few more would you rather? I think you guys enjoyed them. Some of you didn't, but I felt like maybe like a couple of you did. Teach us? No, I'm not talking chess. Okay, guys, I'll start. So I'm just trying to make sure the music volume is okay, because it's kind of loud now. I just feel like I can barely hear myself talking. That's a bit distracting. Okay. Okay, this one is a little bit better. You can barely hear it. Okay, so first stream of the day, we figured out we have mainly dudes in the chat. Type in the chat. Are you trying to be a man? Or a girl? Let's figure out what are the proportions first. Type 1 if you're a dude. Okay. Okay, I got it. I got it. I'm a man girl. That's fine. 3. All right, I see. All right. So now that the game slowed down a little bit, I'm curious, what do you guys think is the biggest red flag in a girl or a boy or a partner? I can start. For me, it's wearing socks. I think that's pretty selfish. Bad for the environment. I don't know. What is yours? Having kids? Having husband? That's the biggest red flag? Plays chess professionally? Okay, do you guys want to know what is my second biggest red flag? Smoking? I feel like smoking is so common these days. It's like more people are smokers than non-smokers. That's crazy. Or at least in Romania, it's like that. Not in the US? In the US, there are far more non-smokers? Dude, that's crazy. You guys in the US even have a better lifestyle. It's like you afford smoking. I feel like in my country, we replace food with cigarettes. I don't know. Like, you guys are the ones that can actually do it. But you don't. That's kind of weird. Okay, queen d5. I have totally not expected this move, but it is on the board. People vape, not smoke. Okay, that's actually even worse then. Okay, now it makes sense. Now it all comes down together. Okay, queen d5 on the board, expecting knight takes on d5 to come in. I see. Can't remember last time I saw Andrea castle long as black. To be honest, she can also just play rook d8. But the point is that in case of check, you're gonna castle long by hand, so it's the same thing. You know? Will she castle long? Let's make a poll in the chat. Do you guys think she'll castle long? Because if she does not castle and say plays bishop d6, I mean her position is still fine. Like knight e7. Wait, her opponent. What? Bro, have you seen that opponent? She's just like here, and instead of sitting down, it's like, you know, I'd be looking at this here, like at my opponent. And you saw the way she took that queen. She's like staying there a little bit like a boss. Then she comes down. That's exactly the way she played it. And she keeps flexing that head. Is that trying to intimidate? Opponent's pretty cold-blooded, not gonna lie. Opponent's been doing like this since the game started. No weird prep. Opponent actually not playing anything good on the board. Just kind of like, I don't know. Looking terrifying, I guess. She just got a crick in her neck, probably. I get that. Okay, big moment. Can we make a poll? Let's make a prediction. Let's gamble some points. Will she castle long or not? Bishop d6 or long castle are the alternatives. I have a feeling the more I'm looking at this position, she may actually castle long, which is crazy. That's the best move according to the computer, which honestly I don't think I would have found. Like, jokes aside, her capacity of combining stupid moves in the opening played fast with deep, thoughtful concepts, well calculated, is pretty astounding. I think it's something unique, true to the style of Andrea Botez. I have to say, it's quite inspiring to watch. She's back with the kids. Yes, she is. So the thing is, to give you a little bit of a timeline, maybe some of you have just tuned in, maybe you missed the earlier streams. The first game of the day, okay, it started around like 9 a.m. and it lasted for almost 4 hours. She even came to an interview. She was here for like 4 hours and a half, let's say. And her initial plan was to just get a buy. You know, she was supposed to not play this round because, I don't know, I guess they had to do other stuff like record other games or stuff like that. But last moment, after losing a marathon game where she actually lost on time in what it seemed to be a better position, she decided, okay, I'm gonna play anyways. That shows some nerves right there. Either a massive tilt or massive cojones. It is very tough to figure out which one of them it is. Now, will she find Long Castle? That is the question. I'm quite happy that it is a position where there are no tactics. It is just kind of like a simple endgame. I think the strength of these kind of kids, like 9 years of age, like her opponent, really stays in, okay, having some opening prep. I mean, being kind of good at finding tactics. There's none of that here. Castle Long on the board. Slay Queen. Attacking the knight. Gaining a tempo. Very good play so far. So, at this point, White pretty much has a choice between going back with a knight or playing knight e3. Knight e3 looks kind of interesting, hunting the bishop. But on the other hand, I'm struggling to find a convenient way to deal with this check. And for this reason, I think we may see the knight returning simply to the initial square. Okay, I'm gonna make a confession with you guys. By the way it looks right now, I feel like Andrea's opponent is perhaps a little bit, you know, kind of rushing a little bit with the moves. I feel like she played a big decision. She pushed the pawn in the center very quickly. It wasn't theory. She did like rushed quick decision. We may be able to use that to our advantage. You have to keep in mind that she is way younger than the previous opponents. Like, she's 9 years of age. Like, the other ones were at least 12. Usually, the younger you are, your biggest problem is patience. So, we may be able to use that, or we may get flagged in the same time. I hope not, but you know. All right. Okay. White thinking. I was kind of expecting to see a quicker move, but it seems that the game is paused for a little bit. So, time for another quiz. All right. Let me ask you guys. Okay. All right. This one is pretty good. Still related to the partner discussion. Let's say you have the perfect girlfriend or boyfriend, okay? Let's say he has everything that you could potentially want. Like, it's maybe rich or maybe very handsome or both. You know? anything. But every morning, they wake you up by popping a balloon over your bed. Would you take the beating? Would you be okay with that? Yes? Seriously? 50-50. Bro, I mean, imagine. For how long can you live like that? I mean, how long until you get a heart attack when a balloon is getting popped on top of your head in the morning? It's a great alarm, yes, but I don't know. Not sure what to say on this one. You know, I usually I'm more on the weird side, but this one probably be a pass to me. How come I tune in when Alex is discussing such weird scenarios? Well, that is just the norm. Okay. Everybody is very welcome to join the high level discussion while Andrea's opponent's apparently thinking. Apparently thinking. Is there a line of kids waiting to watch Andrea's game? Probably. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I've been told that after the last game, Andrea was analyzing together with like 6 kids. So definitely she's quite popular, especially amongst them. Okay, knight to c3 on the board, like we predicted. Big moment. Big moment in the game. Will she just play knight f6 or bishop c5? Or bishop b4 even rather, trying to give kind of like a weak pawn. Bishop b4 is an interesting move. I'm not sure I would play it because I just am emotionally attached and invested into my bishops. But yeah, I'd probably play knight f6 here. h3, bishop back. Something along those lines. Okay. Andrea is thinking. Thinking is good. So technically, the official times are an hour and 18 minutes for the kid and an hour 5 for Andrea. They are getting 10 seconds increment each move. And very important, there is no increment after move 40. Okay? If you're coming here from watching the Tata Steel or anything like that, well, first of all, I can assure you that the chess is at least as good. Now, second of all, in Tata Steel, you may notice that after move 40, every single player gets like half an hour each. Well, that's not a thing here. So it is leading to some crazy time scrambles. As the one we saw in the previous game, which unfortunately turned out to be quite fatal. Okay, we got an interesting question in the chat. Is eye contact awkward over the board? It depends. It depends like how you do it, you know? You can do some interesting eye contact. You can do a creepy eye contact. You don't do much of eye contact over the board though. It's like whenever it happens, it's kind of like accidentally, unless you're like desperately reaching for it, which is kind of weird. Like, why would you, you're like, very grumpily staring down your opponent. You're just looking funny. You're not like getting anybody really. So, no, it's just like sometimes you have this thing, you make a move and then you just look to see your opponent's body language. You just look at him for like a second and that's kind of it. But Yeah, not much of eye contact unless something's going on, you know? Unless, let's say, you want to impress your opponent more than with the chess. I'd be glancing just to get a vibe. No, you can do it like you can do like a vibe check. That's like all good. That is perhaps even like you should. It's just not like you're constantly looking your opponent in the eye. That'd be a little bit suspicious. Wait, why is Andrea almost 300 elo higher than last time I watched? Well, we do have the USCF of both players on the screen right now. You have to know that their FIDE ratings, okay, like their worldwide ratings are usually a little bit smaller. This is the American ratings that they have. Um, okay. Dina giving an interesting look. Dina really likes to look at the camera. She likes to stare you guys down. The Dina stare. What is the most awkward thing someone has done during a match? Pass out? Like literally? I don't know. uh, that must have been pretty awkward. Someone fell off the chair indeed. That's right. That is right. There's a pretty famous clip of somebody falling from a chair. That's pretty awkward too. Do you have to hold in your farts? I mean, you don't have to, but you know. When there is like such a variety of people and the room is so big, let's say if you walk around, there's a good chance, you know, you may hear a little sound occasionally. Okay. All right. But it's not like to be encouraged of any sort, I would say. Can you eat garlic to annoy your opponents? Well, you can. It's just that you cannot really breathe in the face of your opponent. Like, you cannot just stay there over the table, like, you know, you're just like here thinking. And you're doing a little bit like, you know, like, I think you can pretty much get a wording for that. Or maybe beat in real life or in game. So, I don't think you have to do that. It's not to be recommended. Okay, Black is thinking. Now, in the meantime, all right, that's a good one. I got a good would you rather for you guys. Would you rather have fingers that constantly feel sticky? No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. You guys are already being weird. I think I'll avoid that. Let's move on to the next one. I think better move on to the next one. But this one was pretty good. No, you guys said it was a family-friendly stream. I gotta behave. Okay, how about this one? Would you rather have to wear socks on your hands at all times or wear flip-flops in the snow? I think for me, I'd probably get the flip-flops. There's not a lot of snow in Romania. What the heck? Yeah, I live in LA, that's what I'm saying. Unless you're from like Norway or something. I don't know. I don't know. I live in Canada. Okay, in Canada you may wanna have the socks on your hands. You know. Romania gets a little bit of snow, but not enough to change my answer. I think that's fair to say. Bishop to b4. Best move according to the stockfish. Bro, is she cheating? Is she Hikaru? Bro thinks he's Hikaru. While Dina looks in half improvement, half confusion. Stares down the opponent. Dina doing a little bit of eye contact with the 9-year-old beast. Cheating or Hikaru? Why not both? Chess drama, here we go. Maybe we should have invited Mr. Kramnik as a co-commentator at the end of the day. You think he'd accept? Honestly, I think he'd be bringing a lot of insightful details about the position. He'd bring a lot of interesting knowledge. What would Kramnik say about that first game where Andrea played with 90% accuracy? No, I mean, just statistical anomaly. Okay, White about to make a move. She seems to hover on bishop d2. Sophie about to go bishop to d2, it seems. Okay. Andrea ready to hit with the lipstick attack. The accepted variation. Look at her. She really slays. Especially with the chess. She has some very scary bishops. Just look at these bishops. Imagine you're like casually walk on the street and all of a sudden you get hit in the head with a pool table. I feel like that's about to happen with such bishops. Yeah, those bishops are definitely a little bit angry. When the kid takes off the jacket, the elo will drop. Bishop d2 on the board, like predicted. Guys, what do you think should be my commentator rating based on how many moves I'm able to predict? I feel like I predict 70%, around that. I don't know if it's like a good or a bad sign. I don't know. Predicting a 9-year-old? I think 9-year-olds are pretty good at chess these days, okay? Is that Dina Belenkaya besides her? Yes, she is. That's right. I love to see her perspicacity, indeed. Okay, bishop to d2 on the board. What do you guys expect her to play? I am predicting knight f6 to be played in the next 2 minutes. Come on, Andrea. You got this. Knight to f6. To be honest, it's already slightly better for black. Like, the pieces are more active. It's just kind of like a symmetrical position. You'd think, what on earth could potentially happen? But it's a symmetrical position where I've got the extra space. I've got the more active pieces. Let me believe that with such bishops against these bishops, and already rooks into play, I can be the one pushing for the win. Okay? I think we're cooking. I think we're looking pretty juicy. Right? Expecting knight f6. And I think I'm just gonna take like a very short break and I'll be right back in a minute. Okay? You guys, make sure to behave in the chat. And be right back in a second. Let me know if you like the music. We could add a little bit more music. Do you like hear any music at all? Music? You don't hear any music whatsoever? What? No? Oh, indeed, it's too quiet. Jeez. Silly streamer, you did it again. Okay. Okay. As quiet as the game. I got you guys. I got you. We're chilling. All right. Be right back in a minute, guys. Be nice. What up, nerds? Andrea Botez, ready to make a move. Will she play Rook H E8? Or will she find the Achilles heel of the position? Achilles heel seems to be a bit feet oriented today, isn't it? Huh. Andrea Botez about to make her move. Yes, very well spotted. Andrea Castlelong indeed. I believe she hasn't done that since she was like 12 years of age. It's been a while. Maybe she's just adjusting to her opponents. So most normal move would be this. On the board. Slay. That's a good move. That's a good move. Stockfish wanted this for some reason, but I don't know. I don't know. Expecting white to kind of do symmetrical stuff, and then Andrea maybe, you know, just asking some awkward questions. By the way, Rook E8 is already threatening takes, eliminating the key defender of the bishop. What is the highest rated opponent in Andrea's tournament? Well, it is a tournament that is below 2100 USCF. So probably something below that, I guess. What is the time situation? I haven't checked that recently. Looks like Andrea is stressing. I don't know why you think so. I think she's chilling. Out of all Alapins in the world, this is on the nicer side of him. Can you guys hear me apart from the music? It's like, I don't know. I can barely hear myself talking, but whatever. Music super quiet, good levels. Music is ambient. Okay. All right. Okay, opponent. Almost grabbed that rook. Rook to e1 like expected. Come on, Andrea, you gotta find bishop to c5. Bishop to c5 is gonna secure her the advantage. If bishop c5, black is gonna be to be preferred. Okay, that's a good one. So we got a good would you rather in the chat by Wick Vegetables saying, would you rather be born in the year of your ELO or have an ELO of your birth year? Well, no, Andrea missed her chance. She missed bishop c5. But at the end of the day, slay. Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. It's just that if white goes bishop c4, it's a little bit awkward. h6, good useful move. She could have... she feels like bishops are ideally placed, but they could be improved. Like, bishops are well placed, but they don't have targets. So, yeah. Related to the would you rather... Yeah, having Elo the year of your birth. Everybody would pick 2000. Like, what the heck? It's like, you need to be 1600 to be better than 98% of all the chess players. 2000? What are we talking? Okay. Andrea's playing pretty good so far. If you told me before the game, the 9-year-old Sophie Lee will play the Alapin, this would be a dream position. I can't complain. I think we're chilling. By the way, guys, I've been told that we can hover over Dina's game too. If that's what you want. I don't know. I felt okay just looking at one game and focusing on it, trying to understand it, but if you guys are curious, maybe I can hook you up. I don't know. You guys let me know. Was Sophie on kidschess.com tournament? Potentially. Not sure. I don't follow, but maybe. She's pretty strong for her age, so I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. White is thinking, will Sophie Lee find bishop to c4? To be honest, I'm very happy the way this game developed. Simply because of the saying that goes, you gotta take the kids into the endgame. I feel like the game is in a great situation for Andrea. Even though she's been kind of falsely judging her endgames. Like, she has a pretty bad opinion about her endgame skills. I think she's pretty good. Look, h3, go back to e6. Even takes a knight e4 is fine. But just bishop back. Threatening take and takes. You gotta keep the bishop. Don't go to h5 because it's like you have no pressure anyways. Bishop is useless. It's just like having a third nipple. It's just doing nothing. It's just pretty awkward. Come on, Andrea. You gotta do this. You gotta find. Bishop to e6. Andrea Botez. She is about to make a move. I'm guessing she's about to move the bishop. Will she find the best square? Finding the best square will already secure an advantage for black. Bishop f5! Dude, that is just hitting nothing! Oh man, she didn't feel the target. It's like the bishop is well placed. It's not like a bad move. The position is equal. It's just that the bishop would have actually made a threat. And more so, in case a3 gets played, there's always the b3 square that's been weakened. Like imagine this is a threat, bishop b3 wants to trap the rook. She's playing simple, solid, good moves. It could have been more precise, but so far, I don't think we can really complain. She has been playing good moves. Like bishop f5, your bishop is very active. I kind of prefer bishop f5 over taking. You can definitely feel that Sophie Lee is a little bit uncomfortable, I would say. Where is Alex? I'm not entirely sure where Alexandra Botez is at this very moment. I don't have an Apple tracker to her phone or something like that, in case you guys were wondering. I don't. Even though that would be pretty cool. She did show up in the beginning of the game. She showed up to say hi, but that was pretty much it. Since we don't see her, she doesn't exist. Yes. You guys should all focus on the game. Alright? Bishop to f5. Will Sophie Lee get out of this messy situation? And she does find bishop c4. Best move according to the computer. I'm pretty sure Andrea is not gonna like this. Sophie Lee is the first one to take the initiative. Simply because bishop g6, knight h4 looks a little bit annoying. Maybe it's actually all good. Knight e5. We're chilling. Yeah, no, she can just play bishop g6. Just like that, you know? Don't play bishop e6. Don't give yourself weird pawns for no reason. This is still like fine, but unnecessary. So just do bishop g6. Okay, knight h4, knight e5. If rook e8, what is the problem? Yeah. She can also play bishop c5. Bounce back. Don't you think it's frustrating for Andrea to only face kids? I think it was pretty much expected. It's like you show up to a chess tournament. You'd think like most of your opponents are kids, don't you? Like, who has time to show up to a tournament and hang around there 10 hours a day? Not many people. It's mainly kids. Mainly kids in the Charlotte Open. But okay, I've been told that there are actually quite a few grown-ups playing in the tournament as well. It is just kind of, you know, her luck playing kids. We were also kind of debating this earlier in the day. Like, if you're a chess organizer, wouldn't you fake the pairing just to make sure Andrea Botez plays only with kids? That would be pretty funny. I'd have a good laugh as an organizer. That would be pretty funny. You know? Like, usually the thing with chess organizers and arbiters, it can get pretty dull. Like, to the point where not only you finish Candy Crush, but you already got tired of playing Temple Run, Fruit Ninja. You know? These are the main activities, so I thought pairing Andrea only with kids would be pretty funny. Alright. Okay, she is thinking. Sophie Lee has found a good move. That's a pretty good move. Bishop to c4. Reminding that, okay, black has Achilles heel too. It's just a mutual heel in this position because it's symmetrical. That is pretty funny. Now, it's important that she finds bishop g6 and she kind of plays it rather quickly. Bishop g6 or bishop c5 and the position is just very dull. These are the two main candidates. What would you guys play? I'm curious. What would the chatters do? Yo, David Cuttings, nice to have you on stream. I would sack the rook and then lose the game. That's probably what half of the chat would do. Don't you worry. Alright guys, I got a good one for you. Would you rather only be able to whisper when you're angry or shout whenever you're happy? Which one would you choose? If you're happy, you have to shout. Okay, you cannot negotiate it. But on the other hand, if you're sad, you can only whisper. Imagine you're like the CEO of a company, you need to fire somebody. You have to whisper it. Imagine your wedding. I see. Shout because I'm always depressed. Lucky I'm not a CEO. I'd fire them through email. Easy. I'm actually pretty sure that these days they have it like it's done automatically. There's not even like a human involved sometimes. You just get a letter. It's pretty shitty. Whisper while angry would be badass? No, that would just be smoking too much while you're young, okay? That would be it. It's not by choice. Wait, what? Rook d7? I mean, that's totally okay according to the computer. It's just a bit of like a funny move to be playing, but at the end of the day, I guess it's completely fine. She just defended the pawn. I would have probably used the bishop instead, but this is just fine. Either way. Computer wants her to snag the pawn? Wait, what do you mean? Who? What computer? Are we watching the same game? Alright guys, but what if you had to choose between this? Wait. Sophie Lee is about to make a move. She is about to take the rook. I felt it. She is playing very fast. She's got like extra 20 minutes. Yeah, the kid's gonna exchange the rook. That is my intuition as well. Okay, never mind. She is double checking. So this is a big one. Okay, she's about to make a move while I'm about to say my thing. I don't want to be interrupted. This is incredibly awkward. Okay, all right. I think this is the time. So, okay, big one here. You guys need to pay attention. Would you rather have all of your phone conversation broadcasted publicly? You get what that means. Or never be able to text again? Are you guys like okay broadcasting your shit? Never be able to? What? So you just start calling instead, huh? I see. I see. I see. The only person I call is my mom. I use texting for everyone else. Villa! We got Villa in the chat. Same for me, by the way. Same for me, by the way. As Sophie snacks that rook on e8. Will she play bishop d5 after? I would be surprised. I am expecting Sophie to play bishop e3 as her next move. And just happily head towards this drone endgame. This guy feels like a GM. The big belly guy feels like a GM. That's a GM belly right there. That is why I'm not a GM yet. You guys been asking earlier. He's probably a GM. He's probably Hikaru if he was taller. Yes. Guys, it's not like any Asian is Hikaru, okay? I think you're exaggerating here a little bit. I feel like you may be assimilating every Asian looking person with Hikaru. Why are you being so superficial? He's sitting at one of the top boards, but I can't see his name from where I am in the hall. Wait, David Cuttings, are you playing this event? It might be Zhu Chao. Somebody said it in the chat. It might be him. Oh, you're making a film? Dude. What kind of movie? You're making like a documentary? Andrea Botez to recapture the rook. Would you rather have a good voice or would you rather play an instrument well? I'd probably say the good voice because you can later learn the instrument, but not the other way around. So I think that's pretty obvious. Okay, so David is making a movie whose part documentary, part fiction, part graph theory, part portraiture. All right, that is pretty accurate. Detailed summary, I guess. Thank you for updating us, David. Wish you best of luck with the movie and into figuring out who the Big Belly GM is. But as they already said, maybe GM Xing Chao. And we have a move on the board. We have Rook E1. Probably knight anywhere is fine. Just not much going on. Andrea should chessbox Sophie. I'm not sure who'd win. You know what? Let me have my own doubts on that one. Confirmed. It was Zhou Jingchao. I see. Thank you for the official confirmation, Mr. David Cuttings. Okay. Okay, Sophie going for another walk. That's fine. That is fine. We get a better view. All right. This is a hard guess. She can also play... Okay, rook e7 loses a pawn. That's like out of the question. You cannot blunder pawns like this in symmetrical positions. You can't even act like it was a sacrifice. It's like an obvious blunder, you know? But... she will probably just play simple. By the way, this game has been going already. There's a good chance she may be going knight f6. Alright guys, I already said this in the early stream. But I'm curious what the new viewers would think. You have to choose. So, imagine you have your perfect partner, okay? Male or female, wife, whatever. Can be super rich, good looking, funny, unmatched perspicacity, all that. But they will wake you up every morning by cracking an egg on top of your forehead. And that's it, okay? Then it's just normal. It's whatever you want. Would you be okay with that? Worth it? Yes? I don't mind. I might not even wake up, you know what? I may not even feel it. Seriously. Not okay? Hopefully it's boiled. No, because brain damage? Yeah, but you make the assumption that I have a brain in the first place. Wait, did Andrea make a move? Knight to d6. I was wrong again. Knight to d6, good move. Now, essentially, in order not to be worse, Sophie needs to keep the bishop. b3 or d5. The position is completely equal because Andrea is about to swap rooks on the next move. As long as she washes the eggy shits every day. I see. Sophie looks like she's having so much fun. I wouldn't say so. I don't think she is that happy with her game. Like at all. It's not the kind of position 9-year-old wants. So bishop b3 on the board. Now, Andrea probably has to reroute or rook e7. Okay, rook e7 playable. Maybe no need to. It's just that this bishop not doing much, so do here, bishop e3, probably trade, then go rook e7, yeah, just like this. Say knight e5 will be tried, but then f6. I have pawns on the dark squares, you have light square bishop. You cannot get to my pawns, and also I have my pawns on the opposite color of the bishop, which is very nice. Meaning my bishop is not gonna be restricted by my own pawns. You gotta know your fundamental, guys. It's all about the fundamentals. So this is the position on the board, knight d6. Bishop to b3. Andrea to play. Alright guys, but how about this? Imagine your partner is the best chef, okay? Like Gordon Ramsay already, or whatever. Knows to cook very good. But whenever they bring you food, you have to eat from a dog bowl. Would you be okay with that? But you have whatever food you want, okay? Food is great, it's just that it's from a dog bowl. Would you be okay with that? But you don't get to use like a spoon or a fork. You can use your hands though. No, you don't have to be on the floor. Is it normal in Romania? No, we are just guys. So all of these things, it's actually, no, it's good to clarify because earlier in the day, somebody accused me of, let's say, saying like I would want to do these things and I'm just like trying to come out and share them with you. It's not that, okay? We're just speaking of like a hypothetical scenario. I would never like just come up with things like this. So just to clarify, okay? I'm glad we clarified on that. So now you know. Okay, Andrea still hasn't made her move. This is an important moment in the game. Will she find bishop to c5? Maybe she just doesn't feel that the bishop is not so greatly placed. I don't know. She has to play bishop c5. Bishop to c5 is the best move in the position. I'm like really hoping that she'll play it. One hour to 34 minutes. Indeed, Andres she's kind of overthinking this a little bit. But the good news is that if she finds bishop to c5, that will probably force this, and she'll probably play rook e7. And let's make the assumption that she reaches this position with something along like 20 minutes on the clock. I think that's plenty. Okay? I think that's plenty of time. What is my rating? What rating do I look like? What would you rate me, guys, from 1 to 10? What rating would you give me? I'm just an average Botez fan. Yo, I said 1 to 10. You guys are pumping out chess ratings? What? Six? 7? I'll take a 7. I'll take a 7. 7 is not the record, but better than the average. 8 with a fresh haircut. That's a very good detail. A fresh haircut is indeed required. 10, but as an average Botez fan, 11. I see. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right. Now, focusing on the more important things. Let's imagine this. All right. How about this? Would you rather have to wear wet socks for the rest of your life, or only be able to wash your hair once a year, assuming you're not bald, or you can't go bald? Which one would you choose? No same socks, okay? You can change your socks. It's just that they will be constantly wet if you wear them. It's like you have to maybe wear no socks. Hair? Hair? I hate wet feet. I would legit die from the first. It doesn't have to be like cold water. Okay. I just go bald. Wash hair once a year, then shave my head. You can use your feet that way? You can lose your feet that way? I don't know. I don't know. Really? People been climbing Mount Everest just fine, and you're here telling me that you can just lose your feet that way? This generation is getting soft. Yes, because it's a year? But it's not like constantly, okay? It's only when you wear socks. It's not like you sleep wearing socks, right? This generation, they don't call it trench foot for nothing. I don't know what is that. I have to Google it. Let me Google that. What is trench foot? But it doesn't have to be cold. I told you, it has to be like normal. It can be normal. You know, it's like normal temperature water. Does it still like qualify for that? Because I don't know. Came from World War I? Alright, alright. I got it. Okay, maybe bad question. Maybe. Andrea's still thinking. She is double checking. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that we are not in the live position. I just got a little bit lost in the feed talk. Damn it. Okay. Live position. Bishop b3 on the board. Andrea Botez is thinking. Andrea Botez about to play her move. She is only having 30 minutes against 1 hour by an opponent who's genuinely 3 times younger. Sophie Lee, 9 years of age, but already 1700 USCF. Andrea is 100. She's not 27, but like, guys, you're... Why do you have to take everything like this so precisely? Okay? It's like, we're speaking here big numbers, not like... Come on, you're trying to tell me that 27 is so far from 22? Like, come on. If we have anybody that is older than 27 in the chat, I want confirmation that one day you are 22 and then the next day you wake up 27 and you have no idea how the heck did it happen. How are you telling me that 27 is not 22? You guys are just not aware of how time flies. I'm sorry. This is just the TikTok generation in the chat. I'm just sorry to say it. One day you're 27 and then you wake up, you are 52. I see. Well, 52 is getting closer to 69, so good luck for making it. In the meantime, Andrea Botez. She is about to make a move. And she has played Bishop C5. Bishop C5, the best move. Slay. Bishop C5. Eltio Alfonso is saying, I am 65 and I was 21 yesterday. Well, you know, we appreciate even the, let's say, older viewers. You know, age is just a number, so we love every single one of you the same. Maybe the 9 years old, we love a little bit less today due to who our opponent is. But Sophie Lee, bishop to c5, she has to find bishop to e3. She has to find it. No other move, really. It's not like you're gonna play knight d1. Manny's walking on Phoenix with H comments. Alright, I'll stop. Okay? Just one more. Just one more. I was 22 one day and I woke up with egg on my forehead and wet socks. That's the dream scenario, okay? You made it. If that's it, you have your ideal partner. That's pretty good. Big clap. Sophie Lee. Hovering over the bishop. She is about to play bishop e3. Look at her. Do you see that? That's kind of funny. She's got the fingery. Look how nervous she is. Do you guys notice that? Sophie is a little bit nervy. It's kind of funny. There we go. Another 20 minutes waiting. It is as exciting as it gets. Okay, she is about to play bishop to e3. Hovering over the bishop. And it is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Bishop to e3 has just been played. Now, Andrea Botez. She is about to trade bishops and she is about to secure the game with rook to e7. Come on, little gremlin. You got this. The game is going in a nice direction, everybody. We are very much happy with the recent developments. This looks super drawish. It is super drawish, but it is what it is. We are playing with the black pieces. So making a draw is actually a pretty decent result. Okay. Especially when white just forces the outcome in such fashion. Like, first of all, playing Alapin. Just like, you know, no respect whatsoever. Plays the Alapin. Then plays d5. Not really much you can do in this situation. Okay, I mean, sure. You may try to make the argument that a little bit earlier when Andrea played h6 kind of quickly, she may have missed the chance to play bishop to c5 and grab an advantage, which is maybe something that I would agree upon. Taking this position wouldn't have been very easy for white to defend. But on the other hand, do you like really expect her to play like stockfish every single move? I don't know. I think she has been doing an admirable effort in every single game that she has been playing, this one included. What is the position? So rook d7, rook e1, knight d6, bishop c5, bishop e3 on the board. Yet again, I've been saying this many times already, and as an average Botez fan, in my humble opinion, she has been playing of somebody at least 2100 FIDE. Okay, take into consideration that she is rated 1700 FIDE. So, I think so far she has been playing very solid chess. Her moves have been very thoughtful. Look at her. She's really vibing with this. She knows that as bishop takes on e3, she's got 22 minutes left, which I think it's plenty. Bishop takes on e3 on the board. Slay. Bishop takes on e3 check. If she combines this with rook e7, I think we're very much in a safe position. I think we are in a very safe position. If Andrea Botez followed this up with rook e7, will she find it? Will she find rook e7? Okay. Sophie Lee about to recapture. There's not really much point in taking with the pawn, so rook takes on e3. It is pretty much a forced move. Dina Belenkaya spotted in the background. Rook takes on e3 on the board. Okay, Andrea Botez. It feels like she really wants to make a move. She either wants to make a move or maybe throw a punch. I'd say it's more preparing to play Rook E7, which is gonna give her at least a draw in this game. She is ready to play it. She is reaching for the Rook. Come on, Andrea. Rook E7 is a great find. Rook E7 is a classy move. And she has played Knight A5. She's not looking for a draw. But Knight A5 feels a little bit too risky for me. I just think this is a little bit too risky. It's not a bad move, but I find it unnecessary. I don't know. It's like giving Knight E5. It's like giving Bishop. I feel like this is losing control over the position a little bit. I'm not very happy with this move, especially taking into account the situation of her clock. I think she really wants to play for a win, but I think it would have been way safer to trade rooks first. Once you trade rooks, you're surely not losing. Then you can experiment. Knight A5 played with 20 minutes on the clock, inviting complex play. I'm not super sure how I feel about this, but in the same time, she has spent a lot of time hopefully calculating these lines. So she has probably figured out that everything is okay. Sophie Lee probably plays Bishop D5, centralizing. Not much point in playing Bishop A4, allowing Rook C7 with a bit of a pin. She is reaching for the bishop. I was saying Rook E7 is a classy move, but Knight A5. Look, Andrea wants to make the game longer. Rook E7 was pretty much securing a draw. Knight A5 is going for blood. Bishop D5 on the board. Will we see Knight to C4? Can Sophie Lee just ignore that knight and play Rook to E2? But the problem is that we can keep chasing. Maybe Knight to B6. And if Bishop B3, maybe? I don't know. Bishop D3, Bishop C4, something along those lines. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. This is the position on the board. And Andrea looks to be ready to dive in with the knight on C4. She is confidently almost all over the board. All right. She seems comfortable. She seems comfortable with her position despite the massive time disadvantage. The 9-year-old Sophie Lee. 55 minutes for white. Only around 20 for the rest of the game for Andrea. You can barely see GM Fikaru in the background, wearing an orange shirt. The field is filled with very strong grandmasters. Flagging twice in classical in one day. Knight c4 on the board. Alright guys, do you want to know the craziest story about flagging in chess? It didn't happen to me. I rarely flag. But it happened to my opponent. So, I was something like 12. Pretty much, my opponent had the same age. And I was usually playing very fast as a kid, so naturally I had a large time advantage. Okay? I'm playing this guy. We're playing a tournament. Exactly like Andrea is doing. Except, after move 40, we were getting, increment. Yeah, like move 40, each of the players gets half an hour added. Okay? So I'm playing against this other kid. And the other kid was known for always entering time scrambles. So move 20, I had like an hour. He only had 30 seconds left on the clock. Meaning he was basically just surviving on the increment, right? He's getting 30 seconds with every move. He just has to stay there and wait. So, long story short, we play the game. We reach move 40. He's getting half an hour, right? Like he survives off the increment. He is close to winning position-wise. And we make the time control. He gets 30 minutes. Guess what happened next? Guess what happened next, guys? What do you think happened when he got the time increment? After surviving for so long with only 30 seconds. He took a shit. That would be pretty, obvious. No. He kept thinking until he lost on time. That's literally what happened. Guy made it to the time control and then flagged anyways. In that very same move. I couldn't believe it. I was also losing. I was just like kicking myself for playing so fast that I was really like flustered on how he survives for so many moves. Made it time control. And then he gets half an hour. He just loses on time. That was pretty cool. I don't know why she doesn't want to trade rooks, to be honest. She's just like really trying to keep pieces on the board, but she's very... she's risking a lot, to put it mildly. Andrea really wants to spice up this game. Not sure about King C7. It's like, you gotta make sure you invite the rook out of your camp as soon as it gets there. You wanna make sure you escort this rook out. You know? King C7. What if B3? If you go knight B6, there's gonna be a check. You lost the pawn, okay? Right off the bat, that's bad. B3, you have to go knight back, but then... Okay, this attacks the rook. However, knight D5 could be pretty annoying. Let's say you go here, but then rook E5. Knight D4 is a threat. You have to find this. Knight D4. Your king is getting very shady. Andrea is definitely taking unnecessary risks. She has declined to exchange the rook twice. She had the first opportunity with rook E7, and she is now not playing rook D8. I know she really wants to win this game in order to get back over 2000. But This is more like playing to lose rather than playing to win in such possession. It's a very thin line. It's just like the age dog. Wait, did we get a raid? Did I miss a raid? Hey, thank you for the raiders. Really, Rooks. That may actually be a Romanian streamer. Thank you for that. Welcome, everybody. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She is. All right, all right, all right. I know who she is. I know what you guys are up to. Welcome, everybody. All the Jangina boys and girls. Thank you for the raid. We are just doing commentary over Andrea's game from the Charlotte Open. So, you are watching pretty much chess history being made in a nutshell. While Andrea is playing against a 9-year-old opponent, the talented Sophie Lee. Update the board? Oh, sorry. It was updated like a second ago, but... you guys always shit me for that. B3 played. Sophie Lee feels the moment. Andrea Botez has to find 96. Otherwise, the rest of the squares are similar to resignation. We've been playing for 2 hours. It can all come down to this. She has to find 96. Otherwise, she will be in a very difficult situation. Even after 96, the position is still a little bit shaky, but, you know, it is still holdable. Okay, big moment. I think she spent a little bit of time. I think this is perfect timing that I take a 1-minute break. And I'll be right back covering the rest of the game. Probably, you know, this is going to be my last break. And then we do the final run. Alright guys, be nice in the chat. I'll let the mods watch on you. Villa! Let's make sure there are some mods here. I know you guys have been pretty wild with the discussions that we've been having earlier. I want to make sure you're being well taken care of. I don't want to open Pandora's box while I'm away. So, they are here for you. Okay, be right back. Okay, guys, you know what? I've been thinking about this. Where? Okay. Alrighty. I think it's time to change the music. Sophie Lee's about to do something. Did she make a move yet? This place is more nerdier than TwitchCon? What do you mean? Knight b5. You can't go king b6 simply because of bc. The knight is being defended. King d7. Only move to keep Andrea Botez in the game. She has to play it. King d7. Only move. Other moves are just resigning. Bro, seriously, is Sophie Lee for real 9 years of age? Like, how do we check? How do we make sure? Is she like for real only 9 years of age? Look! Hikaru is laughing! Hikaru is happy. Hikaru is proud for his student. Budget Hikaru is happy. Hikaru from Wish is happy. We have Hikaru at home. Was that a joke or was Hikaru for real? I know, it was Hikaru. They're just feeding him pretty well in Charlotte. It's, they're getting him to in and out. They got some good chicken breast in Charlotte. For sure. We basically lost. It is not that obvious yet. It is just very difficult. So, objectively, yes. Practically, it is tough. Okay, the thing is king d7, white still needs to find some moves. Because if white retreats... even this is shitty. Because if the knight moves, then this knight can happen. That's the issue. She's losing a piece kind of by force. Yeah, she's just losing a piece. Never mind. I think we can ship it, boys. I want to give her a hug. I know, man. I would too. Who wouldn't? This is just heartbreaking. And all of this is happening simply because she wanted really badly to win. She simply refused to make a draw. It's not like she didn't see to play rook e7 in this position and force a draw. She just wanted to, you know, complicate the battle. She wanted to squeeze something out of nothing. But after knight a5, she had the last chance to meet rook e8 check with rook d8. But because of her ambition, she didn't want to trade rooks, simply because it would have technically led to a forced draw. By keeping more pieces, it can also mean running into problems. As Sophie Lee has spotted b3, best move, and Andrea failed to find the only semi-reasonable move by playing rook d3. Knight b5 is on the board. Andrea is thinking, but it might be a little bit too late, as we are about to lose a piece, it seems. I told her, it's not much the opponents, but it is you. She's playing really well. She's her only enemy, I think. I think she's been outplaying every single one of these players overall. It's just a constant battle with yourself, I feel like. That is what chess is about. When you are good enough, okay? Most of you guys, probably you just don't know how to play, but when you get good enough, it's just a battle with yourself. Less than 10 minutes now. It's not about the time really at this point. It's just the fact that we are gonna be losing a piece. Starting a petition. How to nerf kids at chess. How many signatures will we get? Sophie looks way too happy. Of course. Of course. Like, she knows tomorrow she can just start a YouTube channel. How I beat Andrea Botez. Of course she's thrilled. She's only 9 years of age. YouTube is it's a long-term career. That's kind of the risk you're taking while playing these events. She's only 9, yes. More like 9,000 elo. Sophie is better than Miren's confirmed. If Andrea doesn't complicate things now, she'll be down a piece in one turn or two. King d7. Angrily played. Problem is that rook anywhere, it doesn't matter. This horse is dead. Too many threats, too many loose pieces. It's not like she had a choice. But hey, it is a good learning experience at the end of the day. This is what happens when you wanna beat the Alapin players. Just give them a draw. Like the Alapin guy wants a draw, give him a draw. Okay? You don't have to like make a life and death situation out of it. Yep. All right. Sophie Lee. Back at the game. She feels very energetic. She knows she's got this. They both know. That's the problem. When you guys play, it's like you randomly check and it ends up being a checkmate. Like these players are pretty much just looking at the same thing. It's just they evaluate differently. Okay guys, now to be more on the serious talk. I don't think this is gonna be any discouraging for her at all. Or I hope. Because let's like seriously talk about this for a second, okay? Let's rewind a little bit and evaluate what has been going on in these 4 games. Okay, maybe you guys haven't caught the beginning. Maybe you just tuned in today. It happened that today, it was a little bit of an unfortunate day. Okay, it was just a bit unfortunate. So, in the first round, she pretty much just played perfect chess. Okay, I'm not like exaggerating, not even close. She has genuinely played a game of 98% accuracy in 25 moves. Her opponent literally made it on the board. Okay? That was the perfect start. Then in the second game, if you guys remember, we had a King's Indian where she started the game great. She really remembered the opening. She did the study, aka got a little bit lucky with the prep too. Like that opponent entered the line she knew. And then okay, it was a little bit of a back and forth. Until Andrea Botez unleashed a Queen Sacrifice. A Queen Sacrifice that pretty much gave her a winning position already. Basically, there was an endgame with an extra pawn that she couldn't convert. Okay? That game ended in a draw. That happened yesterday. Now, today, things took a little bit of a weird turn. Maybe rather say an abrupt turn. Okay, rook takes on f3, best move. Sacrificing the exchange. Because today, we had this first game. She has been playing the Jobava London. We've been going against the Grunfeld. The opening has gone okay. Nothing too crazy. She got a comfortable position. Okay, move 20. Position is equal. until her opponent makes a strange retreating move where she immediately picked up the initiative. Now, next thing you know, she followed up the initiative pretty precisely for the next 20 moves, getting what it seemed close to winning possession. And both players pretty much got down to 30 seconds, okay? Both players had less than 30 seconds after having played for 4 hours. I just think it is a little bit unfortunate that she flagged in a position that was at least a draw. Probably also chances to win. But she genuinely just flagged. And here we are today. Last game of the round. After that horrific loss on time, like a warrior, she decides to fight back. This was not announced. She was not intending to play the round. Okay? But because of that loss, she wanted to play one more game to make sure she is about 2000 ELO USCF. So she's playing against 9-year-old Sophie Lee. Here you have her. Now, beforehand, we didn't really know that Hikaru is coaching her, but as it turns out, there's a little bit of a connection between these two. So, the game against Sophie Lee has gotten very smooth. Very smooth for the 20 moves. Now, the problem is that Sophie Lee wasn't really very ambitious the way it seemed. She wasn't really playing for a win, I would say, by the decision she made. Sure, she played very safe. Now, she played very safe by opening choice, choosing the Alapin, and she played very safe by middle game choice. She pretty much played d5 on move 10, which pretty much took the game in a completely symmetrical scenario, just killing the game on the spot with white, which is something that you can't really deal with as black in this type of situations. Okay, the game continued, move 20, position is completely equal. Andrea knows she can probably easily make a draw. It is just her fighting spirit. She really wanted to win this game, and because of that, she avoided the rook trade. Not once, but twice. She could have swapped that rook 2 times and pretty much just secure a draw and just have a solid, very solid result, okay? It's important that you focus on the word result, because the performance overall, I think, is just very strong overall. Result may be a bit shaky considering she may be losing this game, but if you consider that her losses are coming a position where she was at least not worse, she just flagged because she hasn't played over the board in like years, and I guess she was a little bit nervous, maybe more than a little bit. And the other loss comes because she basically just refuses to make the draw. She tries to force the game for a win. So, yeah, 2 losses. Should have been at least 2 draws. And here we go. What is the position? A6, knight somewhere, probably. The position is a technical win. Rook d1, knight d6, yeah, precise play. Bishop has to go back. Not looking pretty. No, I am on her side. Wait. Are you actually listening to my words? Guys, are you like... Do you guys try to read on the lips or do you actually listen to the commentary? I just pretty much gave you a very quick, accurate, and on point summary of these days. And first thing you say in the chat is that I'm not on her side? What do you guys mean? You're the worst. Hikaru is back. No, Hikaru is back and bougie. Hikaru is doing Hikaru things. Why are you so rude to the chat? Are you like not reading chat at all? Like somebody's not listening, other guys don't read the chat at all. I don't know what to say at this point. Nightic Zombie 7 played. Okay, this part is just kind of bit of a desperado. There's not much you can really do as black. You don't really have pieces to play with. Game go bishop d5, yes. That's playable. It's just that white is gonna have two connected passers. Wait, is that a thing? Wait, I'm just saying nonsense. You gotta move the rook first. Rook d3. Of course. Wait, I'm getting lost in the sauce a little bit. What about knight d5? Same story. Bishop d5 on the board. MVL in the background. That's not a close comparison. Who's that? Let's make a better comparison. Bro, Hikaru is really lurking. I feel like Hikaru has gotten a little bit of a beef ongoing here. Look at little Hiki. He seems to be enjoying this. Okay, we got a question in the chat. What rating do you think she has been? Wait. That has been deleted? I was about to answer it. Alright, I guess not. Okay. All right. Saved. Knight a4, best move according to Stockfish. This is brutal. This is just brutal. Knight a4. If you take, I don't take this, I take this, and you're doomed. So, we may see resignation soon. But yeah, guys, honestly, I'm gonna keep what I've been saying before the game. I think overall Andrea has been playing of at least 2100 level. What is happening in this game is pretty much just a little bit of tilt, a little bit of really just wanting to win really hard when she could have easily just like made a draw. It's hard to win in chess as black. Like, that's the thing. I mean, imagine you just drew all your black games and you just win the white games. In the long run, I mean, that is huge. Okay. Giving a check. Okay, knight back to d4. Okay. Okay. Even though she may be going down, how do we trick her into playing the blitz? There will be a blitz tournament after this game. And considering how mad she is, I think there's a good chance she may try to get some redemption blitz. Do you guys think, is there any chance to convince her? Wait, was that guy getting in a fight? Have you seen it? He was like pretty nervously running out of the frame. There is zero chance she plays the blitz. Honestly, at this point, after playing 7 hours of chess in a day, she may very well just go all in. I think we can both agree that she may be addicted. Addicted to chess. Chess is my drug. Thank God I said no to drugs. I think she may be playing in the blitz. Not much to do with a lonely horse. Maybe with two of them. It looks to be time. F5 on the board. Rook captures. She resigns. And goes down in this game. Honestly, despite the result, yet again, I think this has been overall a very solid performance for somebody that hasn't played over the board in over a year. I have to remind everybody that the level of play has been at least 2100 FIDE, in my opinion, as an average Botez fan. In my humble opinion, as an average Botez enjoyer, I think she has been playing tremendously well. 23 USCF at least. The only thing that kind of got to her in the last couple of games has been herself. Honestly, previous round, she lost on time in a better position. And now, she basically just refused to make a draw and decided to give a gift to Sophie Lee. Hey, probably got a bright career ahead. Better to lose to a kid than to a boomer, I guess. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know what to say, guys. I'm even afraid to ask for an interview. I'm afraid to ask for an interview. That's how I'm feeling right now. You guys want me to ask? Of course. Of course you want me to ask. You want me to risk my own skin? Of course. You don't lose nothing. Ask, right? What's there to lose? Your life is meaningless anyways. You'd better sacrifice yourself for the community. I see. I see what you guys want. Okay. You guys want to. Oh, we are getting the interview. Let me... Hey.
not good.
Andrea, you can't give up on chess just because
I am literally rage quitting and I am never playing again. Hi, Alex. Alex thinks my sister Alex is recording me being extremely tilted because she thinks it's good content. However, I would disagree and I'm quite angry inside. And I'm also dropping out of the tournament. And I should have listened to my sister's advice about not playing American tournaments because they're all underrated kids. Wait, am I muted?
But Andrea, that's the thing.
Wait, no, you're not muted. I think they can hear you.
My tangent. And they're all underrated kids and they're all here to farm me because I'm old and washed and I'm never playing a tournament in America ever again and I'm quitting and I'm dropping out and I'm rage and I never want to play this again. Anyways, no, I should have known. No, I hate the kids. I hate kids even more. I hated them before this tournament. Now I really hate them.
Andrea, it'll be okay.
No, it's not okay. I should have known better. I should have known. Alex had a reason for not playing. I remember in Canada, she said, if you play this chess tournament, just know there's lots of underrated kids. They're here to farm. I should have known. I got a warning, and guess what? I just signed up for the slaughter while the youth takes my points that I worked so hard. Can someone be like, can you please shut the door? I don't want anyone to hear this. This is not funny. Alex is vlogging this that thinks this is content. This is how I feel inside.
Of the world.
It is, yeah, it's just the end of my chess career forever till the end of time. I never want to play tournament ever again. Yeah. They need to make age restrictions on these things.
All right. Speaking of, is there any chance you'll be streaming the Blitz tournament?
I will.
Yeah, we're still doing that. We're still streaming. Wait, what time is that, Alex? What time is it? Oh, it's an hour. So are we gonna end stream before then and go live again?
Yeah.
No, I'm never playing again.
Andrea.
No, I'm not. I mean, you were right. Alex had a reason she didn't play. It was true. I should have never played.
Alex, can you give her a pep talk, please?
She doesn't do pep talk.
Okay, I'll do the pep talk.
I don't need pep talk.
I didn't know that's what you're waiting for. I was. No,
the silence is fine. I hope everyone.
I was waiting for a question. Sorry.
Can you pep her a little bit?
Yeah, no, I already did it on the stream like 3 times, but
no, it's fine. Alex
okay,
has done.
first of all, I have a question on the game, and then we can do that. So
yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're probably aware that you could have made a draw at least twice, right?
I don't. You mean after I lost the piece?
Yeah, like you could have exchanged the rook by force. I think twice.
I'm pretty sure when I blundered, which I'm so silly because I saw that knight check and then I saw king attack the rook, and then I stopped calculating there, and I didn't realize they could do an. Why do you have that smirk on your face right now? Alex has the biggest smile on her face. No, my sister.
Andrea, you played. Alexandra didn't. You can hold your head high.
That doesn't. No, I can't. To a 9-year-old, I lost to an 11-year-old. I drew it. So no, Alex, there's nothing to hold my head high.
Oh, that's glory.
Another nice complaint.
Kids have nothing to do but play chess. We're gonna play in Europe. We're gonna gain all the yellow. We're not giving up.
Europe anymore. No one play this again. I should just DJ forever.
No, it's fine. You're gonna come to Europe. You're gonna play more tournaments. Like that's the key. You can play. Yeah.
Yeah. Know about that anymore. Wish I was 12 again. But pretty much after I blundered, I after they moved the rook, there was no way to save my piece. There was there was literally no way.
That was bad. There's not much you can do. But I was wondering, like before, let's say this possession. Not sure if you can watch the stream.
I'm looking.
Also, you battled 4 kids. That's very brave.
There's more to come in the Blitz tournament. 4 yet.
Go in disguise.
Andrea, remember
I feel
Kasparov drew Magnus when he was 13 years old?
Yeah. I mean, listen, the kids,
kids are extremely talented.
Yeah, and everything about this game just makes me... Okay, I'm looking at the position.
If you're learning, you're not losing.
So I was wondering, why not rook trade? Here. You played very well.
Rook trade here. Yeah, I thought my move was good. I didn't consider trading rooks because I thought my knight move was very good.
Okay, so but trade rook by force with that, and then it's like impossible to lose, at least, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was going for the win. I thought I was gonna
Yeah,
win.
I knew you're going for the win. Like that's what I've been telling them. Like first of all, it was this, and then it was later after 95 when she checked you. You still had the opportunity to block, and if you trade rooks, I mean, it's just easy draw. Like, I mean, it's whatever. But you just
Yeah.
wanted to win so bad that you
Yeah,
did suicide a little bit.
very silly. And I overthought so much in the opening because I was so confused.
No, opening was very good. Like
thought she-
everything was
Yeah.
good.
Well, she was playing so weird that I thought she like wizarded some insane prep, and I didn't remember
No,
it.
I think she played for a draw. Like right
Yeah.
away from the opening, she was just trading pieces, not being, very
I was really
ambitious.
confused, and it really threw me off. And I spent so much time thinking because I was so afraid that because I didn't review the Alpin before the game, so I was so afraid that she was gonna have like a trick tactic and win material. So I spent so much time in the opening, and it was such a tough game. I mean, I guess it was just really drawish until I blundered, which is not great. Like that, the drawish line is not. But I mean, on her part, she did a really good strategy because she like traded pieces right off the bat. So I
I
guess she.
mean, I'm not sure if good strategy. Like she just played average, I think. And then, okay, I mean, you played very good. You may have had a chance to like get an advantage, but you played solid. And yeah, I mean, it's just you had to make pretty much one move, and then the game is a draw. And just because
To go for the
you were
win.
trying so hard to get back at 2000, I mean, this just
Yeah.
was a free gift after for her.
I should have kept the bye. Initially, I was going to take a bye this round so I could rest, but I wanted to play.
But you did great. I think you played a great game despite that. I think it's all like a learning experience. I think you did great. You played. When is the last time you played
Which
chess 7 hours in a
I
day?
begin banning people in chat. Just know you're on your last warning. I have seen 2 messages, and I'm about to switch phones and ban everyone till the end of time, and there will be no unban appeal. Anyways, yeah. Well, we'll be live in an hour, and
Are you gonna play the Blitz?
yeah, I'll play the Blitz. It'll be my last hurrah before I quit forever. No, I don't want to play tomorrow because I'm just free elo. I'm literally just meat for the wolves.
No, I think you should play. I think you played well.
Because Andrea, the only medicine for a loss is a win. Like you can't end on this note.
I
It
thought
is.
that
You
last
can't.
round.
You can't.
It
end
is. That's what Bobby
Don't
Fischer
worry,
used to
I'm
say.
gonna lose more elo to
People
more
are- It
kids.
doesn't matter.
Elo does matter. That was the only thing I wanted to pass 2000.
I know, but the thing is,
I feel like I'm back when I'm 15. I see mom in chat trying to make me feel better. I feel like
no,
I'm back in high
serious,
school.
Andrea. I really think you should play tomorrow. Please don't give up.
I don't want to
Chat,
play.
What kind of example are you setting to chat?
The rage
No,
quitter.
I think
Like how
level
you
of play
saw me.
was very good.
I don't.
Honestly.
Don't be like me. Be better.
I'll just be like my big old sister.
No, I didn't rage quit. I didn't rage quit in Canada. I stayed and played the entire tournament.
Yeah, I know.
And was I miserable? Yeah. But did I stay until the end? Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tonight.
No, chat needs to know that you're playing tomorrow.
I don't want to play any more 1800s. I don't want to play any more 1800s.
You need to. You can't end on this. Do you want your last chess game to be you versus a 10-year-old?
She was 9.
Okay.
Come on, Andrea. You got the white pieces.
All right, ending stream. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm never playing this again. I don't want to become
You guys, I don't want to talk anymore. Tomorrow, she doesn't know it. She is going to play.
I'll play if you play. I'll play. How about that?
I'm recording stuff for our channel.
What are you? I want to record too. I should have just stuck to the original plan.
Trust me, playing is better. Andrea, seriously, I think you
We
should
will
play.
see.
I think you should play. Chat, she'll be here tomorrow. Come tune in. Her round is at what time? 10 a.m.
I don't
10
know
a.m.
if I will
Pacific.
wake up.
She's going to play.
I'm not waking
10
up.
a.m. Pacific. 10
Well, I
a.m.
actually
Pacific.
wanted to sleep in tomorrow, but it looks like no bye.
Hammer is building a PC for this.
He doesn't
Hammer
need a
canceled
PC
his
anyways.
tournament because he wanted to
No, he
commentate.
didn't. He didn't
did.
cancel.
He did, and he messaged us, and he was sad that he's not on commentary. And he was like, "Do you guys not love me anymore?"
He will be more sad watching me play chess.
He won't. Andrea, you need to play. You need to play.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, chat. Andrea will be playing
break.
tomorrow.
Since 9 a.m. I need a break.
Come on,
I know.
Andrea.
You should take a break. I
Now
don't
we
even know
have
if
to
you should
play
play the
more.
Blitz if you're tired.
Well, we'll
You should
see.
just rest and relax. You
No, you
deserve
should
it.
play. Maybe we can do a commentary with Hammer. I think that's the redemption way. We need to bring good luck.
Yes. Okay. Pep talk. Andrea's good. We're gonna pat her little head.
Goodbye, chat.
She'll be okay.
Bye, guys.
It's gonna be okay, chat.
It's not okay. Nothing's
The best
okay.
medicine for a loss is a win.
I remember why I
Andrea,
hated chess in
can
high
I say
school.
something? If you win the next 2 games, you're not gonna leave feeling as bad. If you leave like this, you're gonna feel terrible. The only way
I'll
out
get
is
some
through.
rest. At least I'll sleep past 7 a.m.
All right, Alex, thank you so much, by the way. Your commentary is very funny. The amount of hypotheticals you do reminds me of myself. I have one for you, Alex. Okay, do you have any? Okay, you and your mom, you're on a desert island, okay? Your mom dies, and as she dies, she looks into your eyes and she says,
I'm not gonna eat her. I'm not gonna eat any part of her. Don't threaten me with that.
never mind.
But I appreciate the kind words.
No, it's been fun watching, Alex. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
No,
it.
thank you. We'll keep in touch in the Discord. You let me know if you need anything.
We'll be in touch. Andrea will play tomorrow, and we'll see everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and we're gonna play the Blitz at 8:45 if you guys want to tune in. I think we're both playing, and we'll be swapping the point of views. Right, Vila?
We can do that if both of you are playing.
Okay. Okay, chat. We'll see you then. Alex, thank you so much.
Someone needs to raid.
Say bye, Andrea.
Bye. Oh, wait. No, stay till we raid. Stay till we raid.
Oh.
I'll just give them the look. Can somebody raid? I'll just be here.
We're raiding.
Washing away, fading away with
It'll
the
be
winds
okay.
as time and eternity will all do as our last years dwindle away. And you may spend it studying a pointless board game and thinking, was all these hours in your life worth it? In all these hours, you could have written a novel, you could have learned a sport, you could have learned how to swim so you could finally go in the ocean, but no. Instead, here you are again, 21 years old, when you should be thriving at peak, losing to 9-year-olds. Goodbye, chat.
Andrea, for what it's worth, you would kill her in boxing.
I don't want to, that's child abuse. That doesn't make it any better.
Just saying.
Violence isn't the answer.
Technically, I think she was 10, so
There
maybe
you
that
go.
will make better.
He was in the double digits, just like you.
Can you end the stream? Can somebody end? Oh my God, my dad just texted me, we are losers, not quitters.
Mom told you to be a doctor.
I'm done.
That's actually really funny. Okay.